Snooper Thursday! Woo! And we have Holzers all around. I'm surrounded by Holzers. This is Aaron Holzer.
Hello.
And
Who am I?
everyone knows who you are.
I'm John Holzer. Aaron's my little brother. 6 years younger little brother.
Fast though, I bet it.
Not when he was 6.
Nice. We're introducing Aaron because Aaron is joining the New Thursday team.
All right.
Not here because this is Brad's spot, and we respect Brad's spot. Brad, seriously.
Yeah, he's not
We love
replacing
you,
Brad at
No.
all. No.
Aaron will actually be replacing Producer Yvonne because Producer Yvonne is.
I wouldn't say replacing. He is.
Well, yeah, because you're not going to cook for us, are you?
He's filling
No.
in.
Jerk.
He's filling on camera duties.
Yeah, he'll
every
be
now
taking
and then.
over camera duties because Producer Yvonne is becoming intelligent and getting a master's degree. And
Getting a master's degree.
I want to be really smart, so I'm going to school. Whatever.
Oh, you gotta respect
Working
that.
man pays all the. No, anyway.
What? What are you trying to say with the working man?
The working man keeps the world spinning.
She's a woman.
Well, yeah, but she's going to. Whatever, we're divulging. Let's
So
move on.
today we are drinking.
Today, we're drinking Dogfish Head because we love Dogfish Head. And what better way to welcome a new member to the team but a crazy, amazing Dogfish Head beer?
Yeah.
So we're drinking Sahtea.
It's kind of. I think maybe last year it was more rare than it is now. It's pretty widely distributed now.
Now it's all over the place. It's still kind of expensive, though.
I gotta say, the first thing I like about this beer right off the bat is the label.
Oh, yeah.
I like this whole line, like Sahtea,
Theobroma. Yeah, the labels
They've
are
got
kick-ass.
this matte finished label with. I think it's the same chick from Theobroma.
Well, the Theobroma one is from Peru.
Well,
So
it's
a
more of an
Peruvian
Aztec,
thing. Yeah, it's an Aztec.
America's kind of beer.
Yeah.
But I think her face is the same girl.
I get more of an Indian. Yeah, I get more of an Indian vibe.
Well, she's
off of it,
dressed
though.
differently.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really like these labels. It's like Dogfish is known for having very simple,
Right.
get to the point labels, and this is more of an artistic thing that I really dig about
And
these beers.
Sahtea, not T-E-A, but T-I, is a style of beer,
Right,
and
right.
it has minimal hops, if any. Generally, there's no hops in the traditional Finnish style of beer. It's one of the ancient kind of resurrected recipes, but they would take the boil pot or the
Brew kettle.
it's more the vessel the barrel. Like they would release the bunghole and they would bring it through a filter of juniper twigs,
Right.
and then that's what would bitter the beer.
So that's like an ancient form of dry hopping, pretty much.
Yeah, but they didn't use hops; they used the juniper. So you get the juniper flavor,
dry
you get more of the
junipering.
spicy
Right.
flavor to it. And then Dogfish Head adds some chai tea, black chai tea to it. So
At the end of the
yeah,
bar.
so this is a very refreshing beer. I love this beer. And
Yeah.
so we're going to go ahead and pop this open. And
And Aaron kind of chuckled when Steve said the bunghole. Do you know what
Bunghole.
the bunghole is?
No, I don't.
Well, when you have beer aging,
Beavis, shut the hell up.
it could be beer or wine aging in a barrel. You have a hole in the barrel, and that's the bunghole. So, how we got the name, I have no idea. But it's called a bunghole.
Thank you.
It's also a funny Beavis and Butthead reference.
I need
Deny
TV
that.
for my bunghole!
Yeah. So,
Fire! Fire! Fire!
is there enough left in there for me? Or?
There is, yes.
Cool.
I would always keep enough for you, my friend.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome aboard, Aaron.
Thank you.
We will treat you like the slave that you are,
No.
since we're not paying him.
And we're not getting paid. This has a really good nose on it.
Oh, God, this is good beer.
This smells so good.
This is the kind of beer I would love to see canned for a hot day by the pool. Like I could just go through can after can of this beer. I mean, it's really high in alcohol content. It's
Is it?
What,
Well,
9%?
Dogfish Head yet. There you go.
9%. So I mean, it's definitely not a sessionable beer, but it tastes so freaking sessionable. It's
It
so
smells
easy to
refreshing.
drink. Yeah, it's so easy to drink.
It's not minty. It's I guess that's a lot of the juniper.
It's a
coming
juniper,
out.
yeah. And you get that chai tea off of it.
And I'm not a big tea fan either. But
I
this
said I
beer,
love tea, and this does totally give me the iced tea kind of feel vibe, like the vibe like I'm drinking iced tea, like carbonated alcoholic iced tea.
Yeah,
Really sweet, too.
Yeah,
it's very light and refreshing. You're right. It's a good pool beer.
it's a great just poolside beer. I would drink this nonstop. Of course, I'd get really hammered.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you might not want to.
You don't want to do that. But I mean, I really love this beer as far as like as high alcohol as it is. You don't get any of the alcohol burn. You don't get any of the alcohol taste. It's just all very refreshing. I love this.
Yeah. And I'd like to see what it tastes like after like a year in the cellar.
Yeah,
just
I
to
don't.
see what happens. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, there's. I mean, if
Without the
it's
hops,
minimal hops,
yeah, without
what's
the
going
hops,
to die
and
out?
it's got
Is
a
the
decent-
juniper going to die out?
The juniper will die out. You'll get a lot more of the malt characteristic.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it would be ageable. I don't know what you'd get off of it. I think it would get a lot sweeter. We're going to be pairing this with 2 different Spanish hard cheeses. This is a Manchego cheese, and this is an Iberiso cheese.
Huh?
Something like that.
Close enough.
Close enough. Good enough for government work. And then we're also having some lemongrass chicken spring rolls.
Cool.
So, and so again, I'm going to grab a spring roll.
So what are these? These are lemon.
These are the lemongrass chicken spring rolls. They're from Trader Joe's. They're really good. Easy to make. They come
Pop them in the oven.
Yeah, pop them in the oven for a
Wow,
few
a
minutes.
lot of lemon on that. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Oh, and it works well with this because it really fires off that tea vibe a little bit more.
Oh, that is good.
Whatever sweetness you had before when you eat this, like the lemon that's in it, or
It's like taking a lemon and squeezing it into your iced tea.
Yeah.
It just kind of like it gives that
sweetens it up a little
Yeah,
more.
it's really nice.
But the texture of this also goes well with the beer, too. It's perfect. It's weird. Good job, Steve.
I will admit that I was on the phone with Bill while I was walking through Trader Joe's.
Good job, Bill.
So, Aaron, while we're gorging ourselves on food and beverages, tell us a little bit about your craft beer history. Have you been in craft beer world for thousands of years?
No, actually, I came over one day and brother.
To my house,
Yes, to your house,
to
and
the studio.
I used to drink macro, and he gave me some. What was it you gave me? I honestly don't remember, but
Neither do I.
it was very hoppy, and I figured it was going to be
I
kind of
imagine it was
disgusting.
something from Stone, probably.
Probably,
But-
yeah.
Yeah, that I want to say it was an arrogant bastard.
It might have been Arrogant Bastard, yeah.
But I thought it was going to just be disgusting, and it was actually really good. And I didn't think I'd like something dark.
Why did you think it would be disgusting, just out of curiosity?
Well, like I said, when I used to drink,
Bud
macro
Light,
and
Coors Light.
exactly, and I remember one time
Not
when
that
I
there's
was
anything wrong
like
with
at like BJ's, I was drinking Bud Light all night, and I had a Tatanka Stout, and
You don't want to make that jump.
yeah, wow. I mean, I thought this is completely disgusting, but
Aaron was dancing with wolves.
Yeah, exactly. Tutani.
it's
Shumari Tutakawachi.
Thank you. Boom. My dad loves that movie.
I know. I'm a big fan. My wife loves that movie
Sorry to
too.
interrupt your story, but you were
Yes.
drinking Tatanka Stout,
yeah, and I just thought it was completely disgusting because it's something I'd never had before, and
which is understandable.
Well, yeah, but I've been mixing that with Bud Light, and
Yeah, when you go from it's like you're making a huge leap there because the Tatanka Stout, above and beyond stouts as a whole, BJ's Tatanka Stout's really good. It's one of my favorite stouts, and I have a BJ's down the street from me, and that's whenever I go there, I love the Tatanka Stout. But it's a big beer, and it's very. It's got all of the stout characteristics. So you're going to get a lot of the dryness. You're going to get a lot of the bitterness. You're going to get a lot of the kind of the overpowering coffee and chocolate notes to it. And when you're drinking Bud Light, you're like, whoa, hey, what? This beer has flavor, and it's got a lot of it. And I don't know what to do with that.
It's shocking to your palate.
Right, yeah. It's just not a jump you make. Like you would have been better off maybe ordering a Piranha Pale Ale.
yeah,
And that would have kind of eased you into the flavor. Yeah. So, getting back to Dogfish Head, one of the things I really appreciate about Sam getting in for this topic is that he brews such diverse beers. Like,
Oh yeah.
you look at Pangea, Sahtea, Theobroma. None of these are like styles that are World Beer Cup judged or anything. They're just stuff that he's concocting and putting together. And
He gets creative. He actually puts the research behind his recipes.
Yeah.
He
kinda
puts
like-
a lot of thought and heart into them.
I like to think of him as the Gene Wilder of, well,
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder of the brewing community. And when I say Gene Wilder, I mean
Oh.
Willy Wonka. So
Okay.
I have to specify Gene Wilder because Johnny Depp will never be Willy Wonka. Ever.
I thought.
Ever.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder.
I like that.
Yeah, so
I like
he's
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
anyway. But I really think that Sam is epitomizes what I think a good brewer is, which is let's try this and oh hey like remember when we went out there and he was talking about the dingleberries or the gooseberries.
Oh
or-
yeah, from
Iceland.
Yeah,
And he's
they
like,
were
yeah, it costs like $8 billion to bring them down there, but we thought, hey, we're going to try it anyway and see what happens. And
Yeah.
it didn't work, but we tried it. And I love that. I love that creativity. I love the just like, whatever, let's just do it and see what happens. So, Sam, keep that up. I love that. Thank you.
That's what brewing beer, in my opinion, is all about. I mean,
Exactly.
how are you going to innovate unless you get creative?
Exactly.
So
that's why I felt like today I wandered around the store, like thinking like, what's a good beer to like introduce you to the NBT audience and say welcome aboard. And I thought we got to do something with Dogfish Head. We got to do something kind of crazy and off kilter, and you know, because you're kind of crazy and off kilter.
Yeah,
So, because and I'm probably get punched by John later, but you were like the antithesis of John. It's in getting to know you over the last few weeks. It's like you are exactly everything that John is not. So
I've strived for that in life.
my experience will tell you otherwise.
What?
Yes.
That was childhood.
it's gonna be a fun first few weeks.
Yeah. So I think it's time for a master pairing.
It is time for a Master Pairings because we've neglected Bill. We're sorry, Bill.
Sorry, Bill.
I think we had an epic show last week.
We did have an epic show, but you know, we need to give the Master Pairings to the
Back
people. That's
on
what
track.
people want.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Master Pairing. It's me, Dr. Bill, and John Holzer's with me today.
Yes, I am.
Excellent. So today we're going to do one of my favorite beers and beer styles, the Trappist Westmalle Tripel.
Classic.
It is classic. It is considered the classic beers of that style. With it, I've paired an amazing pesto.
I can smell it from here.
With some great pasta. Looks just like a big spaghetti, but it's hollow throughout.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Oh, it
It
is
picks up
hollow.
the
Look at
sauce. And some heirloom little tomatoes and some Italian basil and a little Parmesan Reggiano on it. So it should be really good.
Cool.
And then another beer that goes really well with a lot of Belgian ales another cheeses that go really well with Belgian ales are the brie and the camembert. Without any further ado, I'm going to let you open
All
the
right.
bottle of beer.
I'm opening a corked bottle of beer again.
Now, when you're opening a crown and cork bottle, there's always 6 turns to the cage. You should gently remove it. You should always watch and make sure that the cork is not self-extruding. Sometimes they're very pressurized. Otherwise, you should keep your thumb or some part of your hand across the top of the cork and gently turn the bottle while holding the cork and let it slowly come out until you just give it a littlest burp of gas out. That way you keep most of the carbonation in with the beer. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
And keep
Look
it
at that.
in with the beer, and then you're going to have a much more sustainable, long-lasting head when you pour the beer. So go ahead.
Awesome. No more exploding corks.
Look at all the beating and carbonation you're getting on this beer. See that?
That's excellent.
Now, if you had blown that cork off,
It might not be like that.
yeah, it would not have that much carbonation on it. Strong work.
Cheers. Thank you. Smells very fruity.
Fruity floral sweetness, kind of that invert sugar, almost honey-like. Just really, really enjoyable. I'm going to top myself off here. It's almost like a champagne.
Yeah, it's got that
It's very champagne-like,
bubbly mouthfeel to it.
but it's really, really
Very
enjoyable.
light and bubbly.
So, without any further ado, I say we jump into this bad
Big
boy.
in. Big. Big
The
pesto.
pesto brings out, you have the pine nuts, the panoles, you have basil in it, olive oil, it's great. Wow. Takes away the sweetness, brings out all these other great spice characteristics. You can never beat a pasta that you don't pour some great extra virgin olive oil over
you
the
go.
top on top of it,
EVOO.
just to accentuate it.
Take a little more. That's delicious. It's
Doesn't it go great with the beer?
very tasty. The scrubbing bubbles, as you say, with this beer, is awesome. And you can it's dancing in my mouth with this spaghetti or pasta.
Scrubbing bubbles is actually a term. I mean, it makes sense, and it's a term I got from Garrett Oliver, the brewmaster at Brooklyn Brewery. He wrote probably the Bible of beer pairing books, and I think it's called the Brewmaster's Table. That's right, Brewmaster's Table. And it's an amazing book. I use it as a reference tool. I've been pairing a really long time. I like to go outside of what he says, but it's really an amazing book to use as a guide. Let's jump into these cheeses really quick. I have a great triple cream brie and a great camembert. Now the camembert is a lot funkier, so let's jump in and try the triple cream. Very creamy, buttery.
Great cheese. Delicious. That blends very well.
Yeah. I didn't really go into the way it goes with the pesto, but the pesto, it plays really well against the basil and the pine nuts and the olive oil. And it does the same thing with this beer. It's just very subtle. It brings out, it cuts through the fat of the brie.
It does.
And yet it plays off the characteristics and it brings out a lot of spice notes in that.
With the pesto, I was getting a lot of sweetness off the beer.
Yes.
With this cheese, I'm getting more of the malt, I think. It's creamier. It's a really, it was really good. And then
We've had this
big
cheese before.
scary cheese.
Yes. So good.
Wait for it.
See, you've had this one other time and already it's not as extreme to you.
Nope, there it is. Back of the nose.
As bad as the first time? Or
It wasn't as bad. It's as good as the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this
Completely
pairing.
different. It's awesome. This the taste or the stinky taste, whatever, I don't know, the pungentness of the
funkiness.
cheese.
Yes, it
really
is
still
pungent.
cuts through with the beer.
Right.
With this cheese, blended perfectly.
Right.
This cheese still cuts through.
But I don't think it overwhelms it. I think it just, plays kind of like a side dish. It kind of
Right.
accentuates it.
I agree.
And so it accentuates camembert. But I think overall, quite happy with these
great.
pairings. Anyways, John, thanks for coming on another Master Pairings.
Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Craft Beer Advocate.
This week's signed copy of the Beer Wars DVD goes to our craft beer advocate, Chad, from North Carolina. Chad writes, "Cheers, New Brew Thursday. I've been a craft beer advocate for a few years now, and it all started when I relocated to Charlotte, North Carolina. Only a few months after moving, I happened across a local organization of craft beer enthusiasts that would regularly meet to promote craft beer in the area. I noticed with their recent activity that they had held a tasting with some of my favorite beers, so I decided to join them for some education. Even though I was new to craft beer, I was welcomed with open arms, and I started to realize what the craft beer culture was: community. It took one meeting to go from hating strong ABV and high IBU beers to having barley wines and double IPAs as my favorite styles. I noticed how open and inviting the overall community was after attending and volunteering for every craft beer event, from festivals to charity projects, and within a few weeks I was hooked. I knew that craft beer was my passion, and I made it a point to spread its culture to everyone willing to give it a try. After only a few short months of attending the craft beer group, I was deemed assistant organizer of the group and began spreading the word of craft beer to every avenue that I could. In a short period of time, I have moved to reviewing, working festivals, organizing local events, homebrewing, and even assisting in creating Charlotte's first 10-day beer week. I still feel the greatest reward in getting involved in this community is taking someone new to beer down to a craft beer store's cooler or aisle and seeing their face after buying them a bottle that they were just afraid to get on their own. The only thing better is seeing those same people take others down the same aisles and coolers just to spread the message. Craft beer is a community, and I hope that I can help spread its word in every way I can in the future. Cheers, Chad, and thanks for your email. If you'd like to send us an email and tell us your craft beer advocacy story, send it to advocate@newbrewthursday.com, and we'll get it on the show.
Boom.
Aaron, welcome aboard. We're really glad to have you.
Thank you.
And today you may notice that because Aaron's here, there's still a secondary camera, and it's the Melissa cam, and that's Aaron's girlfriend who is helping us out for today. So you may see Aaron or Melissa, depending on who's around. But so we're trying to get all of the free help we can get. So
Yeah, because replacing Evie,
it's hard.
yeah, and I'm thankful that Aaron is stepping up, and I think he's gonna evolve into kind of a tech at this point.
Yeah, I see that too. Because Yvonne was great on the camera, but what really endeared me to Yvonne with the show is the fact that she made amazing food for our show.
yeah.
And now I don't know what's going to happen because so far all I've been able to produce is frozen stuff from Trader Joe's. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to step up my game, which is good because I need to get back on that track again. I need to be, because I've totally let that whole Cicerone thing go and I've been so busy with other things. I really want to start focusing on that again. So
just so you know, for the past episodes, my girlfriend Yvonne, she was basically presented, okay, this is the beer, and she would go
make something for it.
Yeah, and she's like, what should I do? And it's like, Bill would give us
chime in
ideas,
but
ultimately she'd go to the internet. There's the first sneeze.
Listeners, well, Yvonne used to laugh, so it's good. We got some background noise. It's all good.
She would go to like Beer Advocate and find pairings for certain beers, and she really did a phenomenal job of making excellent food. And I get to eat that food every day.
Yeah, that's why I hate you.
Like, I'm serious.
And I just live down the street.
And I try to show up randomly, and Yvonne opens the door, and she's like, no, not tonight. She just shuts the door, and I drive an hour and a half back home.
She doesn't do that. No, but I just want to say thank you to Yvonne.
We all want to say thank you to Yvonne.
She had the summer off between her bachelor's and her graduate school, and that's when she dedicated a lot of time to New Brew Thursday. So again,
I feel like I'm gonna start crying now. Like, so sad.
Well, she'll be,
she'll be around, yeah.
She'll be filming occasionally and making some food pairings when she has some free time. But right now, her life is reading and writing papers. Wow.
But this is our final episode without Brad, because.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah, we hope so. We're not sure where we're going to film next week or what, but Brad will be back soon. The next time we film, we're going to be with Brad again.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. There's going to be a lot of awkward hugging and probably inappropriate touching. That's fine. You'll get used to
partying.
it. A lot of partying. We may be on an island off the coast of California. We don't know yet. Everything's kind of up in the air, but we're really excited because we're getting the team back together. We're coming up on GABF. That's going to be effing amazing.
Yeah, seriously.
And then November 4th is our first anniversary. And I'm throwing this out here right now. We haven't even finalized the details or the plans or whatever. Save the freaking date. If you're anywhere near San Diego, save the date, November 4th. It's a Thursday night.
Yeah, it's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday night. We're New Brew Thursday, so deal with it. New Brew Thursday. It's Thursday night, November 4th.
Take Friday off.
It's our anniversary party.
Definitely.
It's going to be amazing and epic because Dr. Bill's helping. We're going to have rare beers. It's going to be
Put it this way.
Crazy.
Not so bad of a price. Unlimited drinks.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
That
sums it up. Yeah, that sums it up. So just be aware that that's happening November 4th. Do what you need to do to plan for it. We're really excited about it. I'm getting stoked every time I talk about it, every time we make the plans for it. So it's going to be incredible. I want us to start talking about it right now. Also, remember, we're giving away 2 GABF tickets to the Saturday members only session.
If you don't know what GABF is, it's the Great American Beer Festival in Denver.
And if you don't know what GABF is,
maybe you don't want tickets.
Like, why are you watching our show? If you're going to be in Denver and you want to go to the Saturday afternoon session, definitely check us out. If you follow us on Twitter, you've already seen us tweeting it constantly. And
if you haven't seen the tweet, we'll be tweeting it.
We'll be tweeting it. So. Otherwise, check out last week's episode. You'll see the tweet that you need to put out.
Right.
We'll be giving those away probably the final week before GABF. So get on it. And as always, stay safe and drink beer.